All right, so it looks like we got more people on. It's good. All right, so we'll wait another minute and then we'll start. Oh, Pat, I see your hand up. So maybe the hand up is in. Do it one more time for me, Matt. Do yours, put your hand up too. Maybe it's in this participant list. Yes, okay. Instead of it being on your picture, like on your screen, it's on the side here. So,
Aside here,
Oh.
yeah.
yeah,
I
I
see
didn't
it.
know that either.
We're all too used to Zoom. Yes. Okay.
Exactly.
Got it.
Okay,
There you
we
go.
figured it out though. That's good to know. Okay.
Whoops.
All right, so at least I can see everybody in one section if anyone has their hand up. That's good. Okay.
I'm still gonna
Okay,
wave.
don't worry. I'll check no matter what. I'll check all screens, all options.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so Georgina says she's here, but she has no voice. No, we can't hear her. Okay. But I will mark you present, Georgina, and then let us know if you have anything and we'll try to check the chat. Okay, so we'll start the meeting. Tuesday, October 12th, Queens Community Board 4. This is our October meeting. So good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. First, I'm going to go into the minutes from the September 14th meeting. I don't know if everyone got a chance to look at it. If you have any corrections or anything that you saw that was incorrect, let me know. If not, then we can vote on them. Anything from anyone? No? Anyone make the motion to accept the minutes from the September 14th meeting? Okay, so Matt.
I moved. I so moved.
Okay.
And I'll second it.
Okay, thank you, Pat. And if no one has anything to say, then the motion will pass. Okay, perfect. So the motion passes. Okay, so my report is not that long tonight. We have stuff going on, of course, but there's not too much to report. And I just want to say, I know last month's meeting, the September meeting, was very long. We had a lot on the agenda, but a lot of the things on that agenda were very important and important decisions for the community. So I really applaud everybody for staying on, especially that late at night. Everybody was very, very, on point. Everybody was asking questions, everybody was raising concerns, and everybody was really involved. So it was very impressive. I think everyone did a great job. And I just want to let you know that Margaret at the office, she does a wonderful job writing up the letters on our votes. She puts in the recommendations, and then I check everything with my notes, and everything that we talk about in terms of how the vote is cast, and all the recommendations and concerns. Everything is literally put on that letter. So just wanted to let you guys know that it's a lot of work after the meeting too. So just to reassure you guys that we do work hard on that. And also I attended last Monday Borough Hall Borough Board meeting, and we had the vote for the open restaurants tax amendment, and it was not approved. It did not pass. So basically, everybody, a lot of community boards had the same concerns that we raised, but most of the community boards had voted no. I had to vote yes because we obviously our vote was a yes, but we also put all the recommendations, and it didn't pass anyway. So now it's going through the ULA process. I don't know what's going to happen going forward, but as in terms of borough board, that vote did not pass. And I just want to tell you about an upcoming event that Queens Community Board 4 has been involved with, especially the Parks Committee. With under it actually was under, I believe it started with Al Perna when he was chair of the Parks Committee, then Gregory, and now Ashley's chair. So we have it's been going on for a long time. I think since 2017 at Newtown Playground, there was a proposal to renovate one section of the park, which happens to be a historical and archaeological sensitive section that was originally a cemetery, one of the oldest cemeteries in Elmhurst, the Old Newtown Cemetery. So finally, we've gotten to this point, and on November 12th, we're going to be having a reinterment ceremony at Newtown Playground at 1 p.m. with the Parks Department and, of course, Queens Community Board 4 and the Elmhurst History Group. We're going to be basically the remains, like the human bones that were found during the renovation process, which an archaeological team was on site. Some human remains were found. Not the whole area was dug up or renovated, but the sections that were renovated had an archaeological team on site, and some bone remains were found. So we're going to be doing a ceremony to reinter those bones at the park. So it's going to be a historic event, and I'm proud to say that Queens Community Board 4, we've been there all along throughout this whole process. And thank you to Christian too for staying on top of that. It's been a long journey, but the event is finally happening, and we can finally celebrate. We can finally celebrate the history and also do the right thing, because that park and the history there has a very sad history, that these people were disturbed so many times, unfortunately. So we're finally bringing that to light. So if anybody wants to join, we will be giving you guys more information on that upcoming event. And that's it for my report. I know Christian has quite a bit to talk about tonight, a little more than usual. So I'll let you take it over, Christian.
No, it's definitely not more than usual. I think we miscommunicated on that. No,
I think it's a little more than usual.
So, all right, so I'll speak extra slow this time. So I mean, welcome everybody yet again to another month of this. The one thing that I'm going to discuss, what Marilyn was alluding to, is the need statement. As everybody knows, we are now in budget season. By the way, you can hear me okay? Everything all right? Thumbs up? Because I know something. No, okay. So that's it really. We're in budget season now. We're in the need statement section now. This is where we create our community wish list. We do this once per year. I know you've been getting a lot of emails, but I have been somewhat trying to slowly get them to you so you to get bombarded with everything at once. But as I referenced, our need statement is due at the end of this month, because it does have to require for an entire public voting process and a public hearing. We have decided, or rather, I've as I always request, I requested an extension on the date. So instead of having it due at the last week of October, it'll be due soon after our November meeting. So we have some time, and I am glad to report that up until now, at the very least, all of the chairs have acknowledged that this is coming up. Not all chairs have met, but all chairs are trying to meet. If you are on a committee and your committee has not met, rest assured that any day now you should be getting a notice. And in that notice, you will be discussing the need statement. You'll be doing the nomination and election of vice chair, because all committees should have a vice chair. And that's it really. That's the main thing as far as the needs. I don't want to go into the intricacies of how it works, how it functions, because that's something that I do at every meeting, and it works out better that way. And the truth is that because we're voting on this during the November meeting, that's when I'd rather go into detail on how it works. Let me go on to a couple of other items. The first one is FYI, the staff, as of it was supposed to have been today, but unfortunately we had a minor delay. As of tomorrow, we are officially working on the transition back to work on a permanent basis. We do have several rules that we're supposed to follow. I do have the staff at staggered schedules. At this point, we will always have 2 staffers on site at all times. There are vaccination requirements, proof of negative test requirements and whatnot, but we are handling it. Everything is being handled right now on an appointment-only basis. So if you are a member of the public who would like to discuss something with the office, you should call the office first. Call the office first. If it's something that can be done remotely over the phone via webcam or just over the phone, then of course we'll certainly try to do that. We're not at the point yet we're ready to accept people from the public just yet, but that will come in time after discussing with the staff and we COVID-proof the office. But slowly but surely we are getting there. And I don't want to get too far into the needs, Marilyn, so let me not get too far. The next thing is, I know that a lot of board members are having issue with their webcams and their software and whatnot, and something that the office has offered, and we do have at the very least some means to do it, and I've discussed it with several of the chairs in specific, that we are willing to provide, at least to some extent, board members with an office webcam, so to speak. I say office webcam because it still belongs to the board, but if you're having a really tough time with audio and whatnot, please do reach out to the board office. We'll see what we can do to try to make it easier for you. It's an ongoing thing. Just reach out to the board office via email, explain to us what the issue is, and we can get a webcam to you that is going to be leased and borrowed to be returned to the board office. Please do let us know, and we'll put you onto a list to get your webcam. Something pretty, minor. And that's it, right? I'd rather report throughout the night. I will, however, take questions since I do have a little bit more time and we are running well. Any questions regarding the need statement from either the members of the public, or the board members or the chairs regarding the need statement, where we stand with it, and next steps. That's about it, really. Thank you.
Thank you, Christian. Okay, so now we're going to go into board member attendance. Chao Chun Chen. Yi Chen. Linda Carell.
Hi, good evening. I'm here.
Oh yeah, and so sorry, I forgot to mention, if anybody has anything to say during this time, please, any board members, you're allowed to speak, say something for 2 minutes. So I don't know if you have anything to say, Linda. I'm sorry.
Nothing for me, thanks.
Okay, thank you. Lorena Diaz. Michelle Dunstan.
Present. Hi, everyone. Hope everyone is well. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Michelle. Aria Spinall.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you. Leanne G. Bowley. Marilena Giampino. I just want to mention real quick something with the Elmhurst History Group. I want to just let you guys know the street co-naming that the board voted on last year for the Jan Sopochinski Polish Heroes Way was a wonderful event on September 18th, and it was attended by so many people. It was like bigger turnout than we thought, and I just want to give a shout out to Christian. Thank you so much for your assistance at the event, and also board member Peru Panthy. He joined us, so I know he's not here tonight, but I thank him for his support. So I just wanted to say thank you guys. The street co-naming was great, and the board does great work with approving these street co-namings that mean a lot to the community and the families. So thank you. Okay, Christian Gonzalez. Lara Gregory.
Good evening, Madam Chair. Good evening, everyone. I just wanted to say that October is Filipino American History Month. And if you have time, you can join us on Monday, October 25, I believe, for a celebration of Filipino American History Month. I can drop it in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Lara. And I just want to note, October is so many different ethnic heritage months. We have Italian Heritage Month, Filipino, Polish, I think Hispanic. There's like so many amazing celebrations going on this month. So if we have any events, send them to the board office so we could share them.
It's a fun month.
It is. There's a lot going on. And Halloween, too. Let's not forget Halloween.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you, Lara. Dipindra Lama. Vincent Losella.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I just want to wish everybody happy Hispanic Heritage Month again, Italian Heritage Month. Yesterday was Coming Out Day, Columbus Day, and Indigenous People Day. It's everyone's represented, and God bless everyone. The only other thing I just want to mention is we have the 110 Precinct Gala coming up November 12th at Terrace on the Park. I'll put the info in and just want to invite everybody out, and also a few people that were nominated for awards. Congratulations. I'm pretty sure they were notified already, and we look forward to seeing you guys that night. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Vinny. I am going to be
I know.
honored that night. I was so surprised.
No, don't be surprised. Your work with the Historical Preservation Society, we wanted to make sure you got recognized. You did a lot, and finally things are starting to culminate. So congratulations to you and to
Thank
Michelle
you.
Dunstan as well.
Oh, Michelle too. Okay, amazing. It's gonna be a fun night. I hope everybody comes. Thank you, Vinny.
You're welcome.
Okay, James Lisa, I know he's not here tonight. Salvatore Lombardo. Carol Mashewski. She's having issues? Okay. Sunhil Mahat. Okay, Patricia Marion.
I'm here, and I do want to congratulate you and Michelle. Congratulations to both of you.
Thank you. Sylvia Martin.
I'm here. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Matthew McElroy.
I'm here. I just want to say happy Diwali. I hope everybody had a good holiday yesterday. Congratulations to you two ladies. I think that's great. And I am present.
Thank you. And no word from Roveni, all right?
No.
No, okay, thank you. Jose Murillo. Edgar Moya. Ruby Muhammad. Sandra Munez.
Hi, everybody. I'm here, and yes, honoring all our different ethnicities. Shout out to all of you. And actually, Marilena and Michelle, I didn't know you two would be honored, but now that you are, I am highly considering attending the event to hang out with you two ladies. Congratulations.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you. Gurdeep Singh Narula. G. Oliver.
I'm here.
Thank you. Georgina Oliver, I know she's here. I don't think she has any audio right now, though. Alexander Owens.
Here.
Shrima Pandey.
I'm present, and I just want to say this week and this month we're also celebrating Dasai, as Nepalis will be celebrating this month. Diwali actually starts next month, so even though we have an early Diwali festival, actual holiday will start next month, and then Dasai is this week. And most people will be celebrating on Friday, so happy Dasai to everyone.
Thank you, Shrima. Peru Panthi, I know he's not here. Alexa Ponce. Lindsay Quartini.
I am here. Nice to see everyone. Nothing to add.
Thank you. Brian Ramirez. Ashley Reed is not here tonight. Oscar Rios. Christian Romero. Clara Salas.
Here.
Okay, thank you. Lucy Shalero.
Present, and congratulations to you, Michelle.
Thank you, Lucy. Red Sevilla. Ergen Sherpa. Okay, Alton Derek Smith.
President, and congratulations to you both.
Thank you, Alton. Gregory Spock. No, okay. Dewan Tariq. I see Dewan there on the screen. Okay. Marcello Testa.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. Deshaun Sering. I think they're on mobile, but they're here. Okay. Lewis Walker. Yilin Yang. Minwen Yang. And Mei Yu. No. Is there anybody I missed?
Maria Elena?
Yes. Carol, you're here?
Yeah, I was there. It's just that I was still muted for whatever reason. Good evening, everybody. And I got to say that last week's committee meeting of the Environmental Committee was very fruitful, although it was fraught with problems, both from my computer and I think Mr. Castagnolo also had problems. But we did get the whole meeting, cover everything in the agenda, including choosing a vice chair.
Oh, great.
So the two items, of course, on the agenda rather, were Q Swab and the FY22 needs statement, and we did manage to deal with both of those, and that's for later in the night, I believe, both of that.
Oh, great to hear. And Carol, I don't know if you missed Christensen in the beginning. If anyone needs any webcams or anything for their computer, let the board office know. They will belong to the board office, but it could help you guys when you have your meetings and stuff. If that's any help.
I did hear that part, but I'm not sure if that would solve the problem. I did, as I mentioned to Mr. Castagnolo before our meeting last week, I did upgrade the bandwidth on my computer, but it seems to be not always functional correctly. And I never know when it's going to work and when it's not going to work. So I do the best I can.
Okay, so maybe we can get you some more help with that. Yeah. But thank you so much for sharing.
I've been working with Carol, Ms. Mahalski, for some time now, just trying to figure out it. It was a bandwidth issue. Now it seems to be an issue with a codec, but we're on it.
Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. So the quorum, we don't have a quorum actually. We only have 23 board members on. I think I got everyone too. So unfortunately, the vote for the September minutes doesn't count. So if we do get some more people on, we might have to re-vote on that. Okay, so we're gonna move on then. Report from the elected officials. And Senator Charles Schumer, I don't know if anyone's here. Senator Christian Gildebrand. Nobody here. Congresswoman Grace Meng. Congresswoman Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. Okay. Assemblyman Brian Barnwell. No. Assemblywoman Jessica Gonzalez Rojas. Assemblyman Jeffrey Ann Aubrey. And Assemblywoman Catalina Cruz. Moving on to Senate, Senator Michael Janaris. Senator Jessica Ramos. Senator Tobian Savitsky. Mayor's Office, Jessica Shabowski. No. Councilmember Francisco Moya.
And there's somebody here.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Berenice, you should be good.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Good evening, everyone. This is Berenice from the Office of Councilmember Francisco Moya. I have a couple of updates that I would like to say. So council member continues to support communities hardest hit by the pandemic, with ensuring New Yorkers have an opportunity to get back on their feet and are working to thrive, not survive. So last week, the mayor signed council members' bill, which would require hotel workers to receive severance starting this week if the hotel doesn't recall them. There are criteria in the place, including the type of hotels that this law applies to, as well as what hotel workers are eligible. Additionally, council also voted to pass council members Moya's bill that would require prevailing wages for shelter security guards and fire guards. So council member continues to improve quality of life in securing $870,000 to have cleaner and beautiful neighborhoods. Of this, $470,000 are specifically designated to NYC sanitation services, which will include the installation of cameras to tackle illegal dumping, as well as added service hours. And additionally, the council member also brought the agencies together to improve families' experience with using our parks. So we have a couple of upcoming events. We have the World Food Day, which will be Saturday, the 16th at First Baptist Church Food Pantry. There will be an expert that will share with families healthier ways to cook and eat, as well as NYC Sanitation will be there to show families how they can reduce waste. Additionally, we also have another event on Tuesday. Continuing with the World Food Day efforts, council member will be distributing healthy bucks to families during Elmer's Hospital's Green Market. And the same will happen as in First Baptist. There will be an expert to share healthier food options, as well as some of them just want to share how to reduce waste. We do have an upcoming community cleanup on Saturday the 23rd, which is going to be next week. And I'll post a form where you can sign in and be a volunteer. We also will have a Halloween event at our district office, but we're still gathering the details. We also will have flu shot events in November. So November 6th, which is Saturday, will be at Lafayette City, and November 13th, which is also Saturday, will be at First Baptist Church. We are still confirming in the district office dates, so definitely follow us on social media if you aren't. I do have vaccination and testing information, but I'll just go ahead and post that on the chat. So yes, that's it on my end.
Thank you, Bernice.
You're welcome.
Marilena, we actually do have someone here from, sorry, I just lost it, from Ocasio-Cortez's office.
Okay, okay, great.
Mute them right now. Okay, Nipa. Nipa, are you there?
Sorry, yes, I'm here. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. My name is Nipa Ruiz. I am a constituent liaison and field representative for Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez. As you all know, Michelle has moved on, so I will be covering for her. I have very few updates for you today. The Congresswoman, along with Representative Torres and Maloney and Sozi, visited Rikers Island today to examine the situation there, and they're working on addressing the immediate needs of the facility. We also sent a letter today to the House and Senate leadership with Congressman Espaillat Velasquez on public transit housing and immigration. The House is voting on temporarily raising the debt ceiling through December and continuing negotiation on reconciliation. Also, our October town hall is this Friday on October 15th at 4:45 p.m. It's a joint town hall with Congressman Hoffman, and the topic that will be discussed is the Build Back Better agenda. So if anyone wants to register for the town hall, I'll put the link below. Also, if anyone wants to send their question, if you want to ask any questions and if you want to send your question ahead of time, you can email us or you can call our office, and I'll put the email address here as well. And I just want to continue echoing that if anybody was affected by the damages of Hurricane Ida, then please report the damage to disasterassistance.gov. You can call our office if you need the information. I can also put it on the chat as well. I'll also leave my email address on the chat. So if you need to contact me for any reason, if you need help with any casework or anything, then please do send me an email. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a good night.
Thank you. Councilmember Daniel Drum.
Yes, we have Nick. Hold on. All right, Nick, you can unmute yourself.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, Nick, we can hear you.
Okay, great. Hello, everybody. Good evening. I hope you're all doing well. I just want to say thank you again for all the kind words about the Yanta House street co-naming. That was a really great event. It was nice to meet so many of you there. Christian, I think we still have some of your chairs. So if that's true, let's connect, because I want to make sure you get those folding chairs back.
Nick, let me tell you, Nick, I've been trying to make my way to your office for the last week or so, but if somebody's there tomorrow, I will certainly be there. It's rest assured. So we'll work it out tomorrow.
Okay, cool. I'll make sure we get in touch with you about it. I know Kelly Wu is usually here, but Kelly Wu actually left our office and moved on to greener pastures. She is now with the office of Congresswoman Grace Meng, so we wish her very well, and I'll be here in the few months that Councilmember Drum has remaining in office. The only update that I have for everybody is that tomorrow our office is going to be hosting a green and solar event. Basically, this would be a Q&A session, an info session about how to install or finance green or solar roofs on your own house. I know there's a lot of questions about energy efficiency rules that are going into place in co-ops and condos. So this would be a place to get more information about that. This is going to be tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. on Zoom. We've been promoting it on social media, but I will drop the link in the chat if anybody is interested here in signing up to learn more about solar panels and green roofs. And other than that, that's all I have. So thank you very much, and have a good night. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, Nick. Okay, Queensborough President Donovan Richards.
Yes, Kat is here. Give me 1 second. All right, Kat, you can go. Kat?
Maybe she's not on it.
Is that Pat Martin you're asking for?
No, Kat. Kat
oh,
Bresler.
Okay. Thank you.
Kat Bresler.
Yeah, I don't think she's on anymore.
She's still signed in.
Okay. Well, we can move on to Kat. Are you there? All right, we'll move on.
I mean, that sound is coming from Kat's login.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll move on and we can go back to her, I guess.
Okay.
Queens District Attorney, anyone here from Melinda Katz?
Yes, Michelle is here. Okay, Michelle, you can unmute yourself.
Hi guys, hi everyone. So I just have 2 updates for events that we have coming up. Tomorrow we have our Hispanic Heritage Month celebration. DA Katz and her Latino Advisory Council will be celebrating during an in-person ceremony at La Boom. I'm pretty sure that at this point you can still register, so I will drop that in the link for anyone that wants to attend. But also if you want to just view it virtually, it will be live streamed on Facebook. And then the only other event that we have going on Thursday, October 21st, we're going to be having a virtual domestic violence program. There will be several panelists, including community partners, that will be speaking about domestic violence in general, resources that you have available to you or anyone that you feel might need them. So I welcome you all to also RSVP to that, and I will drop that link in as well. And of course, as always, if you guys ever want to reach out directly, you can email me at mamunoz@queensda.org, and the phone number is 718-286-6764. I will also put that information in the chat. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. New York City Comptroller Scott Stringer. And New York City Public, Jumani Williams. Christina, did you hear from Kat or no?
No.
No? Okay. So we have Detective David Sapienetti from the 110 precinct on. I don't know if Dave wants to say anything.
How's that? Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi, I'm just saying hello to everybody. Deputy Inspector Shamelli can't make it today. I'm sorry, I got stuck on something last night. I'm here. I'm going to listen in for a little bit. If anybody has any questions, I will be on the line. We're trending a little bit upwards in crime right now. It's a tribute to grand larcenies. Just moving forward into the holiday season. Package theft is big. Scams are big right now. So everybody, please, remember, these companies aren't going to call you asking for money. Please disregard any of these phone calls and packages. If you get your neighbors to bring in your packages for you, if you're going to be at work, or you could schedule them to be at a secure location, because package theft is big right now. Going into the winter seasons, please don't leave your cars running with the keys to the ignition. It will be stolen, I promise you that, unfortunately. We're seeing that a lot. And I'll be on for a little bit if anybody has any questions. Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions for Detective Sapienetti or no? Lucy, you have your hand up?
I'm going to be bringing up about domestic violence. You still have domestic violence unit at the 110, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That's all I need.
And we have another hand up? Any other questions for Detective Sapienetti, or we're good? Okay. And is Kat still, is her phone okay? No, nothing? Okay. So we're gonna
Yeah,
move
I mean,
on.
she's still logged in, but
Okay, we'll move on. I mean, if she wants to say something later, or she could put something in the chat. So we do have a presentation tonight.
Marlena, actually, if I can, Marlena,
Yeah, sure.
I actually have a statement. I have a statement that I want to read from us, from our friendly neighborhood, John Wang, calls us every morning from the Queens Night Market. Let me just bring that up really quickly. It's a pretty short statement, if you can just bear with me. Hold on. I just deleted, by the way, but trying to open. Here we go. All right, so really quickly, this is from John Wang. You guys know him as the executive director of the night market. Really quickly, dear CB4, I just have two quick announcements. The first is that our fundraiser for local food relief last month ended up raising $16,000 between organizations, vendors, and visitors' contributions. Many thanks to everyone who joined us at our fall season opener and generously contributed to the cause. The second announcement is that we're closing in on our season's finale. As usual, we'll close at our season on Halloween weekend with trick-or-treating and kids and adults costume contests. There will be lots of great local prizes up for grabs, including VIP concert tickets to Forest Hill Stadium, a signed Mets baseball, and much more. Our final event this year is on October 30th, and we hope you and your families will join us in costume. I can't thank CB4 enough for hosting the Queens Night Market for another year, especially as we're all trying to navigate this pandemic together. Your support means so much to us. Sincerely, John Wang. And again, on behalf of CB4, John, you said thanks for the support. Thank you for bringing the night market to us. Incidentally, I actually happen to be one of the judges at this year's Halloween contest. I've done it in the past. Actually, a really nice event. So if you're not doing anything Halloween night, head on out. The Queens Night Market does do a really nice job. Lots of kids, lots of costumes, and the costumes are pretty creative with good stuff. So if you can, by all means, please do go to the night market. That's it. And I actually just got word that Alexa is actually in Mount One Market Present.
Sorry, who?
I'm sorry, I just received word that Alexa Ponce is
Oh,
in the
she's
meeting.
in.
We might want to mark her.
And so is Christian Romero. So we do have a quorum now. So I would like to do a revote on the September 14th minutes. Should we go through the motion again, Christian, all over again?
We should, yeah, we should.
Okay.
I see Matt, I see you waving your hand, but we should certainly do the motion again for sake of saying we have a vote. So
I move approval of the minutes of September.
Okay. Thank you, Matt.
I second.
Thank you, Sandy. And anyone has anything, any changes, any concerns? If not, then the motion passes. Okay, the motion passes. The minutes from September 14th board meeting are approved. Okay, so now we're gonna go on to our presentation. We have Asiya Badi from, she's a director of public engagement for the New York State Independent Redistricting Commission. Sorry so much. So she does have a presentation for us. And is she on now, Christina?
She just texted me. She's running a little late by like maybe a few seconds.
No,
but
she's
we
here.
just
She's
sent
here.
her- Oh, she's
I got
here.
in.
Perfect.
I got
All right,
in.
then that's
Okay.
it. So we're good to go.
Okay, great.
Thanks so much, everyone. And thanks for the intro. And I'm so excited that I'm speaking to the community board that has the Queens Night Market. That is like a very cool thing to have in your Port area. So I am the Director of Public Engagement for the New York Independent Redistricting Commission. Everything I'm going to tell you is on our website, which I'm going to really quickly just push enter. And it's in there. And if there is time, I can go through our website with you because sometimes people find it a little difficult. But I will tell you that if you're not familiar with the Independent Redistricting Commission, this is the first time the commission has come together. We are a product of a 2014 ballot amendment that seeks to create a fair and open means to draw lines, district lines for Congress, state Senate, and state Assembly. The commissioners are selected. 4 are appointed by the Republican legislature, 4 by the Democratic legislature. The 4 Republican commissioners are selected and independent, and the 4 Democrats selected and independent. The 10 commissioners have a vast amount of experience and knowledge in New York State, as well as voting rights and community. So their bios are on our website. They're tasked with several things. One is to submit draft plans to the New York State population for comment, and then seek public comment and hold 12 public hearings. We're actually holding 14 of them. The cities are 12 of them. The cities are mandated, so there will be a Queens public hearing, and there will be October 17th is the Queens public hearing, so that you know that. But there will be hearings, and we're starting in Buffalo, going to Rochester, Syracuse, Albany, and making our way down, and coming into New York City in November, and finishing in Suffolk and Nassau County right before Thanksgiving. And in the interim, we are also seeking public comment from either other maps or other comments on the draft plans. Like if you don't like it, if you think it doesn't really encompass your community of interest, let the commissioners know. They really, the success of the draft maps is really based on the fact of how much feedback we get from communities who tell us about who should be representing them and what sort of district they should be in. And just to clarify, I'll tell you that a community of interest is a population which shares social, economic, or policy interests of importance that suggests that community should be included in a single district for effective and fair representation. So they use the same type of public transportation. They may work in the same industry, or they may shop at the same shops. So those type of things make a community, and really it's up to you as a community to say to us, we're a community and grouped together. We would like to be represented by the same elected official. After our public hearings, the commissioners will submit final maps in early January to the legislature. And so I'm here to really ask for your help to get the word out. I'm going to share the screen really quickly to go through the website so you can let people know. Where did my, I'm sorry, I'm not really used to, I'm not used to WebEx, and I know I have, sorry, I'm just going to really quickly go back. I just see the WebEx screen, and then there's a screen, and I don't see my Microsoft Edge. Now I see it. Okay. Is that correct? You guys see the New York Independent Redistricting Commission website? Yeah, great. So what I always encourage people to do is start with the draft plans. It's right here. And you'll see that there's actually zip files you can download. A lot of that has sort of GIS and shape files that if you're like a mapping guru and you want to use it in different programming, you can. You don't need to. We have an interactive map. I'll just show you. There are actually 2 draft plans. You can see the current boundaries, right? You can see current boundaries, and you can overlay the different plans on it. So, so just play around and look at, sort of hone it into your community and see what those maps are for each of the state Senate and state Assembly. And then the next piece I would encourage people to go to Participate tab. I created an account, so I'm logged in as an account, and I would ask that everybody try to do that because you'll get updates from us. We don't send a ton of emails, honestly, but that way it allows you to see this screen. You can send us a comment, selecting what type of comment you're making, either on congressional, state assembly, or state senate lines, if that is your comment, and what area that what region you're thinking of. And you can fill this in here, or you can actually submit a map. You can submit that map through uploading it, and then, or you can actually upload a testimony file. We are accepting comments by email or even written. We've gotten snail mail comments. And then if you want to actually come to a meeting, you're welcome to come. Obviously, we're trying to maintain social distance and protocols. All of our meetings will be available virtually to watch, but we aren't stopping from people to come watch, and we definitely want people to come make their comments. So you can sign up to attend whatever meeting you want. Let me stop sharing. I don't know how to stop sharing there. It's funny how used to you get to Zoom. One thing I just wanted to mention is while the commissioners were waiting for the September 15th date, they were also waiting for census data that normally gets released in April. We didn't get it till August. The commissioners also felt that they couldn't do the draft plans without public comment. So we held a listening tour across the state. Those YouTube videos are available on our website. You can click through and you can see what people in Queens and your neighbors said. And you can also see under submissions all the written comment. We had nearly 300 people speak in our public in that listening tour across the state. We had over 500 people send more than 1,200 pages of maps and written comment. And I do think, like, I found it really interesting, and but it was great to see the participation across the state. And we really, what we're saying to the folks is, these are draft plans. They're a starting point for conversation. Tell us what you think. Do you like them? Do you not like them? Do they need to be tweaked? We need to hear from the public. And if you could help us get the word out, that the commissioners really want to hear from everyone. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're going to take some questions. Any board members have any questions? Lucy, you have your hand up again, or is that from before? Does anyone have any questions regarding the redistricting?
Yes.
Commission?
Can you hear me?
Yes, Carol.
How are you going to avoid gerrymandering when you draw the lines?
So I can tell you, as a public engagement director, I can't speak to the actual maps in itself. I will say to you that, the commissioners follow what the Constitution has dictated to them around the drawing of the maps and what public comment is. And so the draft maps reflect what they feel that, what they heard from people in keeping in line with what the Constitution said.
Because there's a big cry about institutional racism embedded in the way districts are formed and how housing is parceled out by the real estate companies, how they steer people. So I was wondering how this is.
Yeah, and what I would say to you is if you know that there are communities that are being split up or that would be better represented by being in the same district for state senate, state assembly, or Congress, I think in New York City, because we're so dense, state assembly and state senate can very often, I would just encourage your neighbors that you think that need to be represented by one elected official to help them know about us in this process so that they could ask for make the case. Does that help? I can't really, the commissioners, if their mandates around in the Constitution about how they go through the process of drawing lines, I can't get into specifics as that's not my role, and I'm not really allowed to talk about it. So
the criteria for doing this redistricting is in the law already.
In the New York State Constitution.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone else have any other questions? Okay, Lucy, is your hand still up? Is that from before, Lucy Shalero?
No, not me.
Okay. Oh, it's on the side here.
Oh.
And Asia, I have one question. When is this all like due by, the testimony? that people
So,
could-
they're not going to stop taking testimony, but we do have to give the maps in early January. So the sooner the better. The commission has something called a line drawers. There's contracted line drawers that they're working with, who are taking submissions now and already, they're already that's already, we're taking it as we can. So they, we would encourage people to do it as soon as possible, but we won't stop taking it. But the sooner the better. I don't know. No one wants to be sitting on December 31st getting maps in, right? So,
No, that's helpful. Thank you. Okay, so hopefully everyone participates, spread the word. I know there's the website here on our meeting notice. I guess if you want to put it in the chat too, so that
yeah, I can.
maybe members of the public, other people want it as well.
I'm doing it to all attendees. Should I do it to all attendees and panelists? I think all panel.
Yeah. Yeah, that would work.
Yeah. There you go.
Thank you so much. So if there's no other
Thank
questions, thank you for coming and explaining this. I think it's super important. I hope everyone gets involved. And yeah, we'll see what happens, I guess. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Have a great night.
You too.
Bye. Okay, next up on the agenda, we have the report and vote of the Public Safety Committee.
Okay.
Marilyn, I'm so sorry. If you can check your text, we're actually joined by
Oh,
Assemblywoman
sorry.
Gonzalez Rojas, who's here with us.
Oh, she's here. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Okay, so Assemblymember Jessica Gonzalez Rojas, I believe she's here. Yes, hi, how are you?
Thank you so much. I apologize. I was en route and I missed the earlier section. Well, I just want to welcome everyone. Thank you again for all your amazing work. Just some quick announcements and I'll add information in the chat. We're still working on ensuring that people are getting the relief that they need from Hurricane Ida. We know our neighborhoods were really impacted. We fought really, really hard to get a fund created so that people who are ineligible for FEMA, mostly people who do not have immigration status, can still apply for funding, and they would get the funding as if they had immigration status, so they won't be excluded. There's a hotline, and I'll type it in here, but just in case, it is 1-800-566 7636. So please, if you or your neighbor, anyone you know is impacted and does not have immigration status, please encourage them to apply because we want to make sure all our neighbors get the resources that they need. In addition, our office is still assisting with ERAP, which is the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. We're taking appointments to help anyone who needs to file. I'll also include that in the chat. We have a paper shredding event. Unfortunately, it's not in the CB4 district, but it's a very popular event. So I wanted to just share. It's November 13th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in front of PS 98Q, which is 34th Avenue, 69th Street. So a little bit in the Woodside end, but again, everyone from throughout the district is welcome. And then we're also hosting e-waste drop-off. So if you have old computers, VCRs, any old equipment, you can drop it off at our office every Monday between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. So again, I'll include that in the chat. So I just want to share those resources. Thank you all for your work, and I'll let the meeting continue, but I appreciate you letting me hop in, and thank you again.
Thank you so much for joining. Thank you.
Assemblywoman.
Okay, so Lucy?
Yeah, okay.
You're all set?
Okay, yeah, let me get my notes. There's a lot going on. CERT is going around now, giving out, at least in 12 languages, Tropical Storm Ida Disaster Assistance Plan. I'm going to give you the number and see if this will help you. It's also affiliated with FEMA as well. And it's 212-639-9675. The 1-800 was just given to you, but I'm going to repeat it one more time. 1-800-621-3362. We've been going out and giving these information in different languages, and I have to thank Georgina Oliver, Athena Oliver, and Michelle Dunstan for Left Rock City, because they really were impacted as well as the rest of the neighborhood. So I just want to give an attaboy and a thank you to all of them on that. And it takes time to do it. I'm still doing it. I'm exhausted already. Some people I have to knock on the door at 11 o'clock at night because they work 2 jobs today. So that gives you an idea. Now some not such. We talked about the wonderful things going on in October. I'm going to state something that isn't so well respected, and that is that this month is National Domestic Violence Month. And I was very impressed with a letter from Roberto Perez, the Commissioner of Community Affairs at the Mayor's Office. He gave a beautiful newsletter that went out. I hope you guys still have some of this newsletter. I know you don't read them as much, but you should. He has so much resources in it. And there is a 24-hour hotline with the Mayor's Office on this, and it's 1-800-621-4673. And then they refer you to the Family Justice Center, a very good group of lawyers there, 1-212-788-3156. That's to help those that may need help in this crisis. And as you just found out, I had to ask David, they do have a domestic violence unit at the 110 precinct. And I'm going to give you again the community affairs number, 718-476-9310. They can always guide you on whatever you may need. But again, if you see anything where a woman's being beaten, or a child, or even a man, and people don't think that they don't get hurt, please call 911. And pray that wherever you go after that, you can get some help. And there's tons of it in here in New York City. So I'm hoping you will look up at that email. Again, it's from Roberto Perez, the Commissioner of Community Affairs. It was a well-written, it was almost like a booklet. And it has so much in there for domestic violence. So please, when you have time, look at it. It came out about October 8th, such. We met. We didn't get a chance to do the vice president, though we did pick Georgina Oliver months ago. So I don't know if that will still hold, but we'll discuss that when we get back together again for our committee. We did talk about the budget. It seemed to have ran very smoothly. I hope it stays that way, because as you know, just fighting for anything takes forever. So hopefully it'll be enough and we can move forward with our budget and that. So I'm going to give you now those that we voted on, those we denied, and such. And I do want to thank Lara Gregory and Dipanja Lama for making there are 2 new members to our committee, and they're going to see the work that's involved. They were wonderful. They were very, very astute and made a point of giving their opinions on things, which I liked a lot. So the denials go for, and it's a new one, KTM Barn Lounge. It's at 7532 Broadway. And then a renewal one, Sabor Nortino at 10206 43rd Avenue. They had many complaints and assaults. So those were the only 2 that got denied. Everybody else, we had 17 down for that night. Only 2 that we denied. And that's my report.
Okay, thank you, Lucy. Need a motion to accept public safety report, vote recommendation, I'm sorry.
Accept.
I'm sorry, who was that?
Michelle Dunstan, I second.
Okay, Matt, and then seconded by Michelle, okay?
Thank you, guys, thank you.
Does anybody have any no's or abstentions or?
If we can slow down, Matt, I'm so sorry. I'm just looking at you, Matt. Is that what you were trying to do? You were trying to make the first motion?
It was not. I actually it was not. Thank you, Christian. I was going to ask Lucy why the 75 something location on Broadway was turned down. I just, if she said it, I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
They're under construction. When anything's under construction and they come to us, we don't give them a liquor license. We want to make sure they're opening up as a business. Sometimes there's a fight between the 2 partners.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, so do we should do that that motion over. Sorry, Matt, I thought you were saying.
I got it. And I was looking for my hand up and I forgot where it was. Oh, now I remember. Sorry.
Okay, so
Yes, it was me, Vincent Lasella.
oh, that was you. Okay, I'm sorry.
No worries.
Okay, so you can do the motion again. I'm sorry if it's not too much trouble. Okay, so.
Made by Vinny, seconded by Michelle Dunstan.
Okay, perfect. Any no's, any abstentions? All right, I think we're good. So the motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lucy. Okay, so on to committee reports. Consumer Affairs.
Good evening. How are you? How's everyone? we just had an informal meeting, introducing ourselves to each other and things like that. We will be ready for a report probably next month.
Perfect.
Thank you guys, and also we look forward to working with all the other committees. Have a good night.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you. Environmental.
Yes, as I said earlier, the committee met on the 7th of October, and we managed to get everything done. Dr. G is our vice chair, and we looked over the summary, not summary.
Really trying to get rid of some. Okay.
The name of the report just went right out of my head. You know, the budget and the capital.
Our needs statement / budget list.
Needs statement for FY22. We did have some additions to it and some corrections, and a suggestion was made on number 11 of the expenses to bundle a whole, because it dealt with the sewers and the flooding of various streets, and it was suggested that we bundle them all into the one expense instead of spreading them out as separate items all down the line. And we are not quite clear as to if everybody's in agreement over that, because I didn't get I sent an email out and asked, and I only got one response so far. But I think we're moving along with doing our part for the FY22 needs statement. And we're going to probably have another meeting in maybe December, if it has to be. Actually, we have to have this done by no later than November 9th. Am I correct?
Correct. It's for the next.
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to go on?
So are we going to have will we be having another full board meeting before then?
Yes. So let me I guess just clarify this for those who not pick up on it. So because our next community board meeting is on November 9th, that would be the date that we would vote on our capital expense. So the committees have any time between now and November 9th to actually meet to get this done. And I'll reiterate something that Michelle mentioned, but something, Kara, that you also mentioned, that even though your committees are meeting once per month, the needs process something that goes on the entire month. So you're allowed to have as many informal meetings, discuss it via email, however you want to go about it, so long as nothing was really majorly discussed and voted on the night of. So everything that was discussed the night of your meeting for the capital expense, your board members, for the most part, were involved with it. They were okay with it, and this could all be done via email. Reach out to the board office, speak to your chair, and the chairs know I speak to you guys every day. I'm looking at every one of my chairs right now. I speak to you every day. Any changes, anything you want to do, be it another informal meeting, be it just a discussion via email, be it an actual formal meeting that you like to have, you can do so anytime between now. And I don't want to say November 9th, because that's the night of the board meeting. I'd like to have it generated, preferably before that. So we'll say the weekend before November 9th. So let's just say if everybody can have their meets before November 5th, that would be amazing, because that gives us the entire weekend to work on it, plus a couple of days after the fact to still put more in, if that makes sense.
Okay, so we're going to say that they're due on November 5th to the board office.
Yeah, let's go with that. Yes, yes, we'll formally vote November 5th, but I would appreciate if all committees could have all their items and all their notes done before that. So we have, there are a couple of days, a lot of edits have to be made. Everybody knows there's a lot of typing involved. So sooner is later. Let's not go on crunch time. Remember, October 30th was still the original deadline, so the closer we can keep it to that, the better it is for me.
Okay, that sounds good. It sounds doable. Thank you,
It's
Christian.
very doable. The chairs are doing an amazing job. I was going to say that after when I report on one more item, the chairs are doing an amazing job. They're making it very easy. So props to you all. Thank you.
It's great. Okay, Carol, is that all for your report, or do you have anything else?
Well, there is a meeting of QSWAB that is scheduled for October 27th. Unfortunately, the minutes from August and September are not available yet, so I have no idea what has gone on at the last two meetings, because I didn't make them. I didn't get that. Well, actually, August was a blackout, so I had no phone and no internet. In September, I was under the impression that I was no longer on QSWAB, so I didn't go. That was straightened out, and at this point, I was trying to find out what I missed, but I can't do that because there's no minutes available yet.
Oh, okay.
So at this point, I'm only looking forward to the October 27th meeting.
Okay, so
And
maybe
that's all.
maybe we could get those minutes for you somehow. Okay, thank you. Okay. I saw a message by Kat. I don't know if she's available now to speak.
I am so sorry.
Okay.
I didn't realize that I had left the mic live, and I appreciate you all. And thank you for making time for me to speak hastily now. I did pass to Christian a link I'd like to make folks aware of that are looking for more information regarding FEMA. FEMA's claim process and the comptroller claims process for those that have been impacted by Ida. We have an upcoming Zoom with pro bono lawyers on October 21st at 4 p.m. It will be recorded, but we are recommending that folks that were impacted do attend so that they can ask questions from the lawyers. And as always, I'm available to answer questions via email.
Thank you so much, Kat.
Thank you.
Okay, so moving back to the committee reports, Health and Human Services.
Hi, everybody. We will have our first committee meeting for the year 2021-2022 this October, Monday, October 18, 2021, starting at 6:30. Memos and the links, a WebEx link will be going to the committee members and members of the board to attend. We will also have someone who will make a presentation in reference to the services that the Health and Hospital Corporation provides, and to answer any questions you have in reference to where to get treatment for the booster vaccine and the related COVID-19 questions alike. And also, if you have any questions in reference to services for other healthcare appointments, you can also ask that person, the individual, who is, her name is Clara Londono, and she's the Assistant Director of Community Affairs of Amherst Hospital Health and Hospital Corporation. So we will have a very interesting meeting with this information will be shared. We will be learning a lot. We'll also be meeting the needs assessment. We have been ready for the November 5th meeting. Thank you. Thank you, Mariana.
Thank you, Clara. Transportation, I'm sorry, I skipped over parks. Christian, I think you have a report from.
Yeah, so unfortunately, Ashley Reed, your new parks chair, wasn't able to join, and she is one of the committees who has not yet met with her committee through budget consultations, but I will give you a couple of updates on things that have happened in the last couple of weeks. We did have our one-on-one, it was about three of us. It was three of us. Gregory, myself, and Ashley all attended the consultation with the Parks Department. And I'll reiterate exactly what I said that day. I'll repeat it. That this was one of the, I want to say one of the more successful, I want to say successful years that we've had on parks projects. Just to go down the list, I can mention a couple of parks projects that our elected officials have very graciously funded. Some of them came from the mayor's office, many from Councilman Moya, Drum. Really going down the list really quickly on some of the parks projects that we could expect to come our way. There's a substantial amount of work being done inside Flusher Meadows Corona Park. We have CC Moore Playground getting reconstruction. We have Park of the Americas seeing installation of fitness equipment. Again, more updates and a lot of upgrades to Flusher Meadows. We have Josephine Caminiti Playground, William F. Moore, American Triangle, Grand Slope. Hoffman Park, actually, one of our top, I want to say top three, at the very least, top 5 items on our needs statement, was looked at, but it seems it was also kind of sort of semi-left off to the side as well. We're only getting partial funding for a section of the park, so we're still going to push really hard to get the rest of the park done. But yes, if anybody, if there's any one time to thank our elected officials for the support, then now would be the time to do so, because for many years, we've been waiting to get some of these parks projects moved, and I'm glad to see that it is finally the case. So the Parks Committee should have their work cut out for them. It's great to see that we can maybe move these items to continue support. It's great to see we're going to be seeing scoping meetings on a lot of these items, lots of groundbreaking coming up. So it should be a pretty good, it's a great time for Ashley to become chair of the parks, because a lot's going on. We'll discuss one more item. We all attended, there was a workshop regarding the wayfinding project inside Flushing Meadows Corona Park. And the wayfinding, for those who don't know, it's just signage. Anybody knows Flushing Meadows, you get lost in there pretty common. It's a common thing. So it was a very, very interactive workshop. So if you plan on attending the workshop that I'm about to let you guys know about, be prepared. It is very interactive. There's a lot of, it's as if we're doing this in person with whiteboards and whatnot, but a lot of feedback, and we can expect to see that sometime very soon. We will share the links with you, but really quickly, there is another workshop coming up on October 14th at 7 p.m. You can get the link to that at nyc.gov/parks, but the office, as we always do with our recap, we do our best to try to get these things to you as soon as possible. Now, because this is only taking place in 2 days, I will likely send you all a link, which you should have all received, but we'll send you just separate mailing tomorrow specifically about the wayfinding project at Flushing Meadows Corona Park, and then you can get follow-up to all the, everything that was discussed at the meeting later on at a day or time. So, yeah, and I mean, that's it for Ashley. There's not really much more going on. I do believe she's away right now. She'll be back within the next week or so. So Parks Committee members, please do pay attention. You should be getting a notice from us soon, and we can start banging out some of these items off our wish list and hopefully replace them with new ones or fortify the existing ones. So that's it for me from Parks and Cultural Affairs.
Thank you, Christian. Transportation.
Hi, everybody. New news, but the committee is meeting next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Major item on the agenda, of course, is the needs statement. We also have a street renaming, and everyone's gotten the agenda, should take a look at it. And we'll be getting an additional item about the budget before the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Euler?
Good evening, everyone. I sent out an email for a Europe meeting for Tuesday, October 26th at 7 p.m. And that should include the budget and the needs statement. I have one other thing to say in terms of housing. There's for some of the people who have been affected by the flood and they live in a rent-regulated apartment, I'm going to give the number to rent administration. That number for rent administration is 784824041. If you're no longer living in a rent-stabilized apartment due to the flood, you would contact DHCR in Jamaica at 718-482-4041, and they will reduce your rent to $1. If you're no longer able to live in an apartment, the $1 is to, once you pay rent, that means that you maintain your apartment. So for all those who've been affected by Hurricane Ida and you live in a rent-stabilized apartment, you can contact rent administration at that number. And that concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Alton. Youth Committee?
I have nothing to report at the moment other than on October 28th, we have a scheduled meeting at 7 p.m. So we'll have more to talk about, vice chair and the budget, etc.
Perfect. Thank you, Sylvia. Okay, so that concludes the committee reports. We are going to go to open session number 2. I think this might be our shortest meeting. So this is
wow, yeah.
If anybody has any comments or any questions, anything, now's the time to speak. I can do roll call, or if you just want to raise your hand, or okay, Lucy.
I forgot this one thing. The 110 Precinct Community Council meets every second Thursday of the month, and they're going to be meeting this October 14th at Flanders Field, the
Okay.
VFW Hall.
Thursday.
So if anybody can make the time, try to. And I believe it starts at, it starts at 7 p.m.
7.
So we hear you, Carol. Just let me finish my report. So 7 p.m. out there. All right. So, and again, it's every second Thursday of the month. I just want to reiterate that because of the domestic violence thing, it should be something that people can go to and speak to some of the officers. I won't say any more. That's it.
Now, Lucy, is it at the same location every month or?
Pretty much so, yes. But I would suggest, as I gave out the community affairs number, I would check with that again. Because a lot of people don't have Twitter, they don't have Facebook. Some of them are not getting this by mail anymore. So, because that's the latest thing now, you go through emails and such, and they don't have that. So that's why I'm making a point of announcing it. 9 out of 10 times it is at Flanders Field, the VFW Hall at 108th Street and 51st Avenue. It usually starts at 7. And I just want to keep that door open to the community. And
No,
that's
that's
it.
great. Yeah,
Right.
thank you, Lucy. Thank you for sharing. Any other board members?
Yeah, I just want to reiterate what Lucy said. It's at the VFW Hall up at the post. It's every second Thursday of the month. Going back 2 years, I'm on recording secretary for the 110 precinct. We held a domestic violence, one of our meetings at St. Bart's. We had over 100 women from all different ethnicities and races come out and actually attend the 110 precinct meeting. It was by far the biggest turnout we've ever had. Like Lucy said, this is a month. If you know of any issues or any place or any women, children being affected, be the voice. A lot of times, as we heard that evening, most of them are beaten. They're scared to actually speak up. Sometimes it takes somebody to speak up for somebody else. As community board members, as human beings, I think we should concentrate making sure everyone's safe. The only other thing I want to take the time to say is I'm having a big issue 2 blocks from Community Board 4. There is a deli located at 48-12 104th Street, opposite St. Leo's Church. I'm going to ask Dave, I'm going to ask the community affairs, also the NCOs, to look into this developing issue. The public intoxication, the narcotics trafficking. Anybody that lives in Corona knows that St. Leo's never had a fence around it. We had to actually put a fence in because what they were doing was they would buy the alcohol across the street, go piss on the church, excuse my language, and just sit there and drink all day. This business does not respect any of us that went in there, properly asked them to stop serving visibly drunk people alcohol. It's moving on to different things. I found needles now. We're finding needles up and down by Goddard's Funeral Home, up along 104th Street. I'm not saying the drugs are coming directly out of the place. I'm saying I've lived in this neighborhood long enough that if there's 10 men sitting around the corner, walking in for 2 seconds and walking out, something more is going on. I'm more concerned about the alcohol because the alcohol is what's leading to a rise in crime, violence, broken bottles, people walking out to fecal matter, and it all stems from this one store. We've had issues next to, there's a little park on 104th Street, the grocery store, flower shop. He stopped serving alcohol to visibly drunk people. The 2 delis along 104, along Corona Avenue between 103rd and 104th Street stopped serving alcohol. So it's only 48-12 over here. And I'm going to speak up and say what I have to. Anyway, thank you, everyone. God bless. And I'm going to stay on till the end.
No, thank you, Vinny. For Lucy, should definitely, her committee should make a note of that. And Michelle, maybe you guys can team up and we can do something. Yes, Christian.
Yeah, certainly, Vinny. Yeah, I'm fully aware of the location. As a matter of fact, many years back, he was asking us for help, saying that he wasn't having an issue with the guys coming in. He was afraid to, obviously confront them. But I will say this, and that we are going to take this very seriously, Vinny. As you know, Public Safety Committee doesn't have jurisdiction over off-sale premises, but we did begin something last year with the NYPD that was actually very, very effective. And I mean, Dave, I don't think he's here right now, but we do write letters to the business letting them know that, while the community boards don't have direct jurisdiction over licenses because they don't come to us, we still have the ability to put a squash on their licenses if in fact they're doing something wrong. And the letter does specifically state that includes sale to intox, and the letter is it's stern. It does say that please understand that this is happening an issue with your location. If you need help, we're willing to help you, but if it's you that's doing it, please stop because we could take your license from you. So it has been noted. I know the location very well. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be at the office tomorrow, and we'll certainly give them a copy of the letter. And maybe they'll request help, or maybe they really are the culprits. But we're thank you.
Yeah, I do remember that has been effective. I think you guys did that last year, am I correct? Yeah.
Yeah, it was very effective.
Yeah.
The NYPD told us. Dave specifically said that they got a lot of restaurants that joined and called them saying like, "Look, we're the victims here. Help us out." So there is something out there happening, and we'll get to the bottom of it, I promise you.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Any
It's
other board
Michelle.
members?
Yes, Michelle Dunstan, how are you? I was just you probably have heard about it, but PS7, that's Cornish and Broadway there. That under that underpass. Oh my God, it's a whole community of homelessness. I know that they don't have anywhere to go. Breaking Grounds is trying to get them help. They ask them for assistance. It's all kind of weird acts going on there while the kids are coming from school. I'm the supervisor of the crossing guards. They're urinating in the street. This is during the broad daylight. And so the principal asked me to and everybody to get involved and try to clean that area up, because it is cleaned up a little bit more now, but they spread it out onto both sides of the street. I just wanted to make the board aware of that. And again, thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. Yes, I've actually reported that area too. I know Breaking Ground's going, but it's helping a little bit, but we should keep an eye on that. Thank you, Michelle.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like to add something to what Michelle just said. The agency City Mission, who has been helping clearing out the central median of the Queens Boulevard from dead trees and garbage and weeds, they also help those homeless people because the City Mission is under the church, St. James Church. So in the wintertime, most of those men, they go inside the church to sleep. And on Wednesdays, they have a meeting. Wednesday morning, they're giving food and the breakfast Wednesday morning. Then they go and they do work with City Mission in improving the community. They also help in painting the graffiti. What I think is that most of the men, as the case manager in City Mission explained to me, they cannot force them to go to a shelter. They have advised them to go to a shelter, and they can come back to the church to work with their programs. But they have advised them to the different shelters they can go to, but they have refused to go to the shelter, and there will have to be another way to help them, to guide them to go into the shelters, because that will be the best thing for them. Some of them, I spoke with a few of them at the meeting, and they said to me, "Well, we're afraid we're going to get deported." I said, "Well, I don't think they're going to ask me. Being undocumented is not a crime." Like to be Secretary of Immigration, Mallorca said that's not a crime. But if you break the law, if you drink or use drugs or things that are harmful to yourself and the community, then those might be crimes. So the best thing for you is to really consider going to a shelter, register at a shelter, homeless shelter, and you can come here and continue to work in the City Mission programs.
Thank you, Clara. Yeah, it's one thing, like, you feel terrible because it's unfortunate, but then when they start doing things in front of kids and doing things like that in public, I know a lot of neighbors and residents, especially in that section by PS7, have been complaining. So I don't know if there's anything else we can do, but we'll try. Any other board members have anything else to say or questions?
Sandy Munoz, I just wanted to add that I believe those 110 meetings are held, I don't know if it's once or twice a year at St. Bartholomew. They do hold them. I remember occasionally. Father Rick does host those meetings. I think they might alternate the location, or it's every third meeting. The other thing that as it was said earlier, yes, it was a huge turnout when we had the domestic violence officers speaking to the community, and we did have large turnout, which speaks volume as to the need for information regarding domestic violence. So having said that as well, Lucy, thank you so much for bringing up Family Justice Center. I'm an 18B attorney. I work closely with the Family Justice Center in assisting women in obtaining orders of protection in family court. So sometimes, unfortunately, I had a neighbor that had an issue this past weekend. I went out. I tried to diffuse the problem. Her spouse was there. He was able to walk away. She didn't want to call the police, which is very typical. And I called the 1-800 number, and quite frankly, we got nowhere. It was sad. However, if you call a Family Justice Center as soon as you can, call 911 if immediate danger, 911 if it's imminent danger, and then if you're not and you can wait a day or two till Monday or the next day, call the Family Justice Center. They provide you with attorneys, like Lucy said. They will prepare the orders of the petitions for you. They will get attorneys to represent you, so you're not doing it alone. So that's a good number to have. I don't have it with me. I don't know if Lucy shared it.
I'll give it out again. It's up to you.
Yes, that's a good number to have to give to a neighbor. I gave that number to my neighbor actually, and I believe she did call. But there are, lots of attorneys on standby, waiting to assist women and men in need.
You call the mayor's office too. Like I said, they have everything there for you. But the Family Justice Center is 1-212-788-3156, and the 24-hour hotline. You tried that and it didn't work. You said, Sandy, right? 1-800 number.
You get a
gotta
little
wait.
runaround. Yeah, you
Right.
get a little
Okay.
runaround.
All right. Well, then the best thing is go straight to the precinct or the hospital. I tell them right
Yes.
off. Right.
Yes. And just so that everyone knows, the Family Justice Center is a mayor's office initiative. So yeah, just so that everyone knows. Thanks, Lucy.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Sandy. Thank you.
Okay. Any other board members? If not, then we can have an emotion to adjourn.
I make a
Adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
Second,
Beat you to it.
Is that Pat?
Sylvia.
Oh, Sylvia, sorry. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.
Good night, everyone.
We'll keep in
Good
touch.
night,
We'll look at the
everybody.
recap. And we'll see you
Thank
guys
you,
next month.
Jill. You
Thank
did a
you.
great job.
Thank you.
Thank
Great
you.
job.
Okay.
God bless.
God
Okay,
bless
God
you
bless
guys
everyone.
at the
Thank you,
meeting.
Vincent.
Thank you,
Thanks for that
Vinny.
info.
Love you guys.
I'm gonna be
Ciao.
there November 12th.
I'll be
Okay,
calling
I'll give you a call, Clara.
See everyone
November
there.
12th. Schwab
Thank
is.
you, Lucy. Thank you. The flyers are up.
Let's get a table
Thank you.
November 12th. Let's get a
Yeah,
group
we
bus
need
Schwab.
November 12th.
Listen, the giant.
Two
We have a giant
tables.
freestyle act. I'm supposed to keep quiet about. There's a giant freestyle act coming in to perform. Trust me. Bring your shoes. This is someone suave. Okay, I'm saying it publicly. Suave. We'll be there in person,
Wow.
live intimate concert. Good night.
My goodness. Okay.
Good night,
Good
everyone.
night. Good
Bye-bye.
night. Looking forward to it.
All right. See everyone there. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good night.